Do you want early access? Do you want uncut reactions? If so, then check out our Patreon. Link in the description down below. Well, that was interesting, as in the last episode. You know, we found out that getting pruned doesn't actually kill you, I guess. Whew, that puts me in a better... It put me in a better mood about Mobius, but still, it didn't take away the shock of when it happened. It was just like, geez Louise, man, this is ridiculous. Marvel Studios is ramping up the production on Season 2 of Loki, given how successful this is. And I actually found out what the budget for this series was. Do you want to take a wild guess?
I have no idea, honestly.
$150 to $180 million.
Damn.
For 6 episodes, each of them between 45 to 50 minutes long. And not only that, but very quality work. Like, this has been like a movie. Like movie quality in terms of what Marvel has produced.
I forgot like that one time that we weren't watching a movie.
Yeah. I mean, I see this and I'm just like, daggone, man. I mean, Disney is going all in on producing these. That's, I guess, Loki's just a drop in the bucket compared to what Disney makes. Especially if they charge like the extra stuff. Like people paid extra to watch Mulan, which my mom watched Mulan the other day and she said she liked it. Hearing my mom say that, and I was just like, Mom, we gotta talk. If you knew what happened behind the scenes on that film, I about quit Disney Plus whenever they announced, whenever that was revealed about the production of Mulan. The concentration camp thing, which still stings, guys. It still is just. It's like a what the hell, man? I mean, how did it get there? How did we get this far?
Yeah.
Anyway, so right now we're going to dive into Loki episode 5, Journey into Mystery. I guess we're going to see what's happening to Loki after he got pruned. So here we go. I love this rotation shot. Whoa. What? What the?
What are you what-thing?
I was going to say, where are we picking up right after Loki's... Or is this... Yeah, it's picking up... I think it's picking up right after. Yeah.
Everybody downstairs probably doesn't realize what's happened yet.
Oh, hell. There he is. There's our boy.
This is the boy, that's Goliath. And we're his lunch. Come on!
Goliath. Oh. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I fucking love the theme music to this show.
Oh.
This opening title is probably in my, like, top 10.
This is where you dragged me after you stole my life. A fitting place, then, to take yours.
And what if I said Loki wasn't dead? I want to know who lied to me.
So she didn't know.
I know, I think she's full of shit.
I can help you if you trust me.
No, I don't trust you, but you will help me.
I'd like to suggest we take a quick breather so I can ask several thousand questions. Tom, gotta keep moving so we don't die. I can get behind that. What's your plan? Don't die. Okay, understood, but beyond that. Don't die. Don't die isn't a plan. It's a general demand of living. All I know is I got pruned, and I woke up here, and now I'm surrounded by variants of myself, plus an alligator, which I'm heartbroken to report I didn't even find all that strange. And now...
Well, it's not strange. It's cute.
Stop wailing, or you will signal a lion.
You mean the monster in the sky?
No.
He ensures none of it ever returns.
It's a living tempest that consumes matter and energy. They send entire branched realities here that are devoured in an instant.
We're in a shark tank. Goliath is the shark.
Why are there so many of you?
Because Loki survived. That's just what we do.
Great, so how do we escape?
We don't. Just like you're doing right now, we all stood around making bad plans that went nowhere.
Yes, but if you thought of using a temp pad.
Oh, the one thing that could easily get us out of here. Yes! They're all over the place, right, guys?
What about causing a Nexus event?
The TVA doesn't care what happens here.
Well, surely there's something to do.
There is. Survive. That's all there is. All there ever was.
We're done talking. Let's go.
Why do you wear the horns? You let a child command you.
You do well to respect the boy.
What was your Nexus event, Your Majesty?
We killed Thor.
Oh, damn.
All right. All right. He wins. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Thanos.
The Thanos copter. Hold here. Wait, is that Thor in a jar?
Probably want to return to the TVA so badly anyway.
What if the void isn't the end? What if there's something beyond it? If all of this is still being written, whatever happens is just a new timeline. It would be impossible to start a Nexus event there. You could be completely undetectable.
That's it. That's the only place they could be.
Careful. Oh boy. Be careful who you trust.
Miss Minutes, where are the files on this time craft?
Still looking, hun. Any second now.
Go, go, go!
Damn it.
Bitch.
Knew it.
I'm fine.
Oh, shit.
Damn.
My Nexus event wasn't eating the wrong neighbor's cat.
Hey, 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 hey. Hey, no, don't kill the little guy.
In my timeline, everything proceeded correctly my entire life until Thanos attacked our ship. The blades are worthless in the face of a Loki sorcery. They stunt our magical potential. I cast a projection of myself, so real, even the mad Titan believed it. Then hid as inanimate debris. After my death, I simply drifted in space, landed on a remote planet and stayed there in isolation, in solitude, for a long, long time.
And at some point he got bored and went back and infected a timeline
How
somewhere.
did the TVA find you?
I got lonely. But as soon as I took my first steps to getting off the planet, the TVA arrived. I got about casts.
I love he's drinking icy. Is that an ecto cooler?
Have any of you met a woman variant of us?
Sounds terrifying.
Oh, she is. That's kind of what's great about her. She's different. So I'm gonna kill the shark. I'm gonna kill Goliath. And I could use all the help I could get.
They're gonna kick you out. Bye.
Could have at least maybe convinced him.
Huh?
Oh shit, that's a lot of them.
Hello. Which one of us are you?
Oh shit.
It's pretty goofy to me that out of everybody that got pruned, it's all just fucking Lokis that survive.
Well, I think there's.
So that's the one thing Loki doesn't lie about. We survive. Yeah, there's no guarantee Mobius is still even alive after that.
Oh.
That's
Wait.
That's Mobius.
It's Mobius.
It's gotta be.
Please, please.
Can you shut the door? We still got a little bit of
Yes. Beep beep.
stranger's car like that. You let the wolves to our door.
We prefer snakes to wolves.
I need them both. They die just the same.
My liege, I betrayed you, and now I'm king.
About that.
No.
You can't be serious.
Come on. How about this one? My army, my throne.
About that.
Oh God.
Witted half-faced scrubs. We had a deal.
Sake.
Oh shit. Ow. You scream like a bitch. Pick
Work
up the
on
scraps.
getting out of the room.
It's like, don't mind me, I'm just evading. This is the evasion dance.
This is awesome.
This is hands down like.
I don't know. I can't understand why people are shitting on the show at all.
Nothing can change until the TVA is stopped. And you trust her. She's the only one I do trust.
Okay. Okay, we'll help you. Approaching Goliath is a death sentence. We'll get you to it. But that's as far as we go.
Fair.
That storm, that thing's likely already got him.
You really believe that?
It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters now is getting out of here and finding out who's behind all of this.
Turn around? Want to go back to the angry cloud?
Yeah. I think it might be the answer.
Get inside, find its heart or brain or whatever, and then, you know, do it in.
I mean,
Okay, just because it's not complicated doesn't mean it's bad. See? He's on board.
No, he's not.
Great.
thinks we're going to die.
Whoa.
Shit.
The SS Eldridge.
Ooh! Maybe we think a bit more about this, huh?
I love classic Loki. He's just like, Hello.
Sylvie.
I don't understand. Is he a coward or was he being brave?
We haven't decided how we're going to kill it. But
Sorry, come again. Kill it?
yes, we're going to kill Goliath.
Oh my god, that was your plan. And you all went along with it.
I was having my doubts.
I'm going to enchant it.
He's pretty confident.
All right.
You were in the Timekeeper's chambers. They weren't real.
And why do you think that changes anything?
That changes everything. The people need to know the truth.
No, the TVA needs stability.
This isn't about protecting the TVA at all, is it? You just want to find whoever's behind all of this, too. You only want it. She needs it.
Mobius and his theory about
Right, about my Nexus event.
total rubbish, right?
Absolutely, of course. I mean,
No.
I don't mean that it wasn't, a nice moment.
no, it was great. It was really nice. It was great.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
How do I know that in the final moments you won't betray me?
I know what I did. And I know why I did it. And that's not who I am anymore. I won't let you down.
That's
Are you
sweet.
sure? Because if we make it and the TVA is gone, there might be a timeline for you to rule.
Branch will be right out there.
I'll give your regards to Renslayer.
Please do.
You boys want a ticket out of here?
What? No. We're staying here.
This is our home.
You're gonna need this on your journey. Go on.
All right.
It's probably a blade that killed Thor in another timeline.
I mean, wouldn't doubt it. All right. Ah, very nice.
What will you do at the TVA? Burn it to the ground.
All right.
Thanks for the spark.
Ah.
You're my favorite.
All right. Oh, wow. Flaming sword.
Dude, this music's so good.
Yeah, it is. Oh, shit. It's focusing on her. Wait, what?
Oh.
Oh!
Oh, dude!
Classic Loki! He's
Holy
creating all of
shit.
Asgard!
That's
Dude,
awesome.
this guy's badass!
Yeah.
Damn!
I think we're stronger than we realize.
Practice. How do you get to Carnegie Hall?
We're gonna enchant it.
I don't know how.
You do. Because we're the same.
Oh.
Running out
Oh,
of
he's
juice.
getting surrounded. Come on. He going out with...
Glorious purpose. Like, that's a fucking
He went out like
bitchin' way to go.
He went out like a boss, dude.
Yeah. He found a fucking purpose. Like, that's awesome.
Oh. Ooh.
Everybody lives in a castle or a mansion.
No after credits. Okay. Sorry. So yeah. Damn, dude.
How are they gonna follow that for a final episode?
They'll find a way. They will find a way. Jeez Louise. I'm sad that classic Loki died, but at the same time, I mean, he lived a life.
Yeah.
He lived a life, and he
He was an old Loki. So
well, I mean,
he got to live longer than pretty much any of them.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and also Gator Loki got to live. Yeah. Happy about that. And then, of course, Kid Loki, the one who was successfully killing the Thor Slayer. Yeah. God, dude.
I was like, I would literally just call him Loki Thor Slayer at that point.
Yeah. No Loki Laufey son, Loki Thor Slayer.
Yeah, exactly.
That's his honorary last name. So
it sounds hella cooler than Kid Loki for sure.
Oh yeah. Loki Thor Slayer. Shit yeah. And then of course we had Loki, Gator Loki, aka Loki Hand Slayer, Hand Eater, because that's what happened to that President Loki. And then all of a sudden, just like, and then it's a melee. And then all of a sudden, our Loki Prime was just like, and I'm just doing the avoiding dance. I'm just dancing my way through, trying not to get killed. But I was very, very happy with this episode. I mean, it was just. I mean, Mobius coming in, driving the friggin' pizza delivery car, and then, of course, Sylvie and Loki having a moment, but not letting themselves have the moment, like the moment, that about caused the Nexus event. And then, of course, Ravonna basically just... I don't know what her deal is 100%. All I know is I'm thinking she...
Oh, no, she's a giant bitch.
She is. I'm thinking... Okay, long-term thoughts here on Ravonna. I'm thinking that she's going to try and take over the TVA herself and put herself at the top. Because here's the thing about power. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. And I think Ravonna is in a spot and in a position where if she makes a call on the floor level, no one's going to question her. And now that she knows that the timekeepers are a facade,
it's like she's essentially like, I'm basically in charge now. Like,
exactly. That's what I'm saying. And I'm thinking what she may very well do is pull the wool over everyone else's eyes and say, the timekeepers have officially named me their replacement, given my astounding record and given how I handle situations, blah, 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 such and such. And I think most of them at the TVA would not question it because they're not wise to what the timekeepers really are. And now there's Loki and Sylvie going towards this castle, which I don't know what the hell this castle is going to hold, but I get a feeling like it's going to show us like what is the overall meaning with the timeline and why the timeline is so important. I think I actually would. Okay, you know what? I'll say this. I know it's not going to happen.
What's being set up and what's going to happen here is not that the timeline's important. It's that it's never been important. It's that someone just wanted to be in control, and they forced their own, what they viewed as like their own best timeline on basically all of the other timelines.
Which that's what gets me. If they go the route, in my head, the funniest route would be literally the man in the castle is Kevin Feige, the head producer of all the Marvel films, and he's just like sitting there at his computer and he's like writing emails. He's just like, Tom?
If he was still alive, even though he's not still alive,
I know Stan.
Stan Lee would be a good
Dude,
one.
Stan would be the best. Stan would be the best cameo. He'd just be like, oh, God, what did I do this time? Oh, okay.
This is a really out there theory, but what if it's Doctor Strange?
I don't think it is, because Doctor Strange...
at least a version of Doctor Strange.
Maybe? I mean, I don't know.
Because he is someone who could have seen all timelines, essentially, with his powers. He could have seen all the outcomes to stuff. He had the whole situation where he's like, I viewed every possible outcome, and there was only one where we went against Thanos. And it's like, clearly... like, due to the sacred timeline and stuff, there's not really any timelines technically where they're supposed to lose against Thanos, but we saw kind of differently in, like, Endgame. Like, this whole sacred timeline thing doesn't really line up with what we saw with the time travel in Endgame, in my personal opinion.
Well, I think it
Maybe
does.
it somehow does, but I don't think it does.
Well, that's what the whole thing.
And I'm thinking this whole sacred timeline thing could have actually just been... Because they keep saying, like, go, like, get me the files from the beginning of time. Like, you know, that has to do with, like, the things. And I'm like, what if the TVA wasn't created at the beginning of time? What if it's a recent thing and they just have, like, the perception that they've been around since the beginning of time doing this shit?
Maybe.
Know what I mean?
But here's one thing I'll say. What with your theory about time travel and everything, the one thing... I think the time travel does work with how the TVA is set up, because the one outcome where Thanos loses in Endgame is the divine timeline. That is the divine timeline's edict. That's what it is.
Well, then why didn't the TVA show up to prune, like, the Thanos that showed up from a different timeline?
But that's the thing. All of that is within the boundaries of that timeline. All of that is planned within that timeline. Because, honestly, dude, it's because the Thanos that we knew was destroyed. He was killed. Thor literally chopped his fucking head off. But, I mean, Thor from 2013 basically just came forward and was like, I realize now what I must do. I don't, simply snapping my fingers and ridding the universe of half of its life won't do. Now I'm going to rebuild everything from the ground up. And if Thanos would have won, I think the TVA would have showed up. I think the TVA would have showed up if Thanos won an Endgame. But again, these are all...
I wonder if they could have even done anything, because he had the fucking working Infinity Gauntlet. If they showed up, he probably could have just been like, and they would have just been erased.
Well, but also at the same time,
they would have just been like, no. Once the portal opened, he would be like, nope.
No, the portal would open, and then all of a sudden they would just be like, Thanos of Universe A15B, you are now under arrest for crimes against the sacred timeline with your victory over the Avengers after the snap, which revived the missing half of the population. You were supposed to lose this battle. We will now take you into custody. He's just like, I have all 6 Infinity Stones. And then all of a sudden, like, behind him, someone shows up and just prunes him. And then it's just like, all right, reset.
Maybe, I don't know.
Well, thing is, he has no idea about them, dude. And he would think, I have the Infinity Stones. I'm immortal. Next thing you know, just gets pruned, and he's gone. And then what?
Maybe.
That's what I'm thinking. Honestly, there's a lot in this, in the time travel theories around what's going to happen if, like, I'm just thinking the whole what if thing, the series that has come after this, is basically just going to be like, oh, hey, this is a cool universe. We may visit this in the future, but not now. Hey, this is a cool idea. We may visit it here, but not now. And I'm just thinking that effectively we will see, like, we're going to see more ridiculous stuff in the future from Marvel if the TVA is in fact destroyed, which I think it will be. I think I'm personally leaning towards the idea and the concept that the TVA does not exist anymore. Therefore, the branches of, like, all the possibilities are just going to be revealed, and we're going to basically it's going to be a melee and a free-for-all for, like, everyone's attention. Like, which timeline gets the most attention. Just like, do you want to see a potential future where Tony Stark didn't die? And all of a sudden they bring back Robert Downey Jr. and Robert Downey Jr. is back in the Avengers again. And
I doubt that somehow, but that would be cool.
Well, no, he's talked about it.
Really?
He talked about it on the Joe Rogan podcast. About,
he's actually, I figured he like they killed him because he was done doing it.
Oh no, his contract was up, but he, dude,
he said he would love to do it more.
Yeah, of course.
That'd be awesome.
The only one who is committed to moving on from acting is Chris Evans, Captain America. He said 100% he wants to get into directing films more and more. He doesn't want to be like as dedicated as an actor as he was. In which, given the fact that he played Captain America for more than a decade and made bukus of money, I don't blame him. And plus, if where his passion lies is directing, cool. All right. I'm not gonna get in his way. I mean, he can do whatever the hell he wants. And yeah, so
It'd be cool if he occasionally might come back for a cameo or two.
Oh, dude, yeah, that'd be awesome. But I think moving on from Steve Rogers and moving on to Sam Wilson, I think is a more than capable like changing of the guard.
Yeah,
I think that is because his full Captain America introduction at the end of Falcon and Winter Soldier was perfect. Pretty much could not have done that any better. And of course, you have Bucky out there still. Bucky.
So I was really surprised because like anytime you like change a character like that, like a role like over to someone else, like I'm usually a pretty hard sell on stuff like that. And they sold me on it.
Well, here's the thing. It's because they did it right. They didn't just say, oh, this guy's Captain America now. Boom.
Well, even sometimes, like with other times, like I can't think of any specific examples right now, but I know there's been other times where people were like, it's actually not bad. Like, it's not bad. I'm just like, I just don't care.
The one I can think of actually happened in real life when Brian Johnson took over for Bon Scott after Bon Scott died in AC/DC. Like, everyone just carried on like nothing happened.
Yeah, I just don't care about AC/DC in that case.
And that's fair. No, that's fair. But for people who are fans of AC/DC, myself included, that was like reading back on that and like how big Highway to Hell was, and then all of a sudden Bon Scott's dead. 1980 starts out, Bon Scott's fucking dead. Like, just imagine that, dude. You have the biggest album of your life. You're looking forward to recording your next album. You've got these great songs lined up, and before he's even able to help write lyrics and help with the songwriting, he dies. Just happenstance, chance, asphyxiation from sleeping wrong whenever he got drunk the night before. And who do they bring in? They bring in Brian Johnson, and he absolutely slays. And the thing is, AC/DC fans, you would expect them to be like very toxic. You're like, Bon Scott, Bon Scott's irreplaceable. How can you dare place for Bon Scott? You know what happened the first show that AC/DC had with Brian Johnson? It actually happened in like Bon Scott's hometown in Scotland, and it was an Air Force base, and it was a whole bunch of fans went out and got a big sign, like a huge like white sign, and wrote on it, and it's just like R.I.P. Bon Scott, good luck, Brian. Just like nice. They wanted AC/DC to continue, and they had faith that AC/DC would make the right call, and they did. And here, with what Marvel has done, they basically made the right call by humanizing and making Sam Wilson very relatable, very like understanding of the problems like that is currently going on in the American landscape,
and actually taking the time to character develop that character into that role rather than just hoisting it on them and being like, all right, that's that now.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly. And that's why I love it, and that's why I can't stand shit like Captain Marvel, because why the hell am I supposed to care about Carol Danvers? Carol Danvers is an uninteresting, garbage bin of a character. Versus Rambo, Captain Rambo. Captain Rambo is an amazingly well-developed character from WandaVision. And I can't wait to see what her powers are going to be and what she's going to be capable of. It's one of the only
characters that we got to see like come back whenever the snap was undone. It was like very her introduction was like almost instantaneously interesting for that fact.
Monica Rambeau, I cannot wait to see that perspective of her being brought back into existence, and also the fact that she actually is one who cares and wants to do good and has to fight back against the bullshit that both bureaucracy and corruption, which there's plenty of that. Anyway, so we're going to move on from this, ladies and gentlemen.
When I say like the first characters we saw brought back when the snap was undone, I mean like besides the Avengers that were obviously brought back into the fray.
Well,
with like some context as to what had just happened, basically, as opposed to those who were other places in the world with no context on what exactly was going on at any given point.
The only context that we had was that Monica Rambeau's mother was Carol Danvers' best friend. that's all we had. But other than that, we had no idea who Monica Rambeau was as an adult. Because when we saw Monica Rambeau last in Captain Marvel, she was a kid. But now she's a full-grown adult, and she has responsibilities. She works for Sword. And yeah, it's just, dude, there's so many great possibilities that's coming out of these Disney series, and I really can't wait to see the next step in the Marvel Cinematic Universe in certain aspects. I'm excited. I'm scared. But you know what? We'll see what happens. Because Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings comes out here soon. Also, the Eternals comes out here soon.
I still need to watch Black Widow.
Black Widow, yeah, we need to give that a watch.
And even though it's not really as important to like the current events, like
in certain cases,
I still would like to see it.
In certain cases, it is. There's people who've said that there's certain things that's in that does play into what's coming. Which, do I think it's more important than Loki? I've heard people say no. I've heard people say it's nowhere near as important as like Loki and WandaVision. But again, we'll have to see what happens. Anyway, everyone, that's going to do it for Loki episode 5. Hopefully you all enjoyed, and hopefully we will see you all in the next one. So I guess until then, I'm Nate.
I'm Nick.
We'll see you, everybody. Peace out.